Bill.
Hello.
Is this Pecos Bill?
This is Pico's Bill. How you doing, George?
I'm sneaking by.
Sneaking by. Hey, if you're gonna sneak, that's how you got to do it, right?
Yeah, in this day and age,
Just
got to
can't
keep
get.
your head low.
Yeah, don't get caught. How you doing today, buddy?
I just told you I'm sneaking by.
Sneaking by. It's
Well, put it to you this way, Pecos Bill. I'm not in the hospital and I'm not in a joint.
That's good. That's a good thing, man. Because if you were, then you wouldn't be able to do your show this Tuesday over here.
It's hard work to stay out of both.
I hear you, man. Thank you so much for talking with me again. It's been probably about 6 years since our last conversation. I know it's been a while. And let's remind everyone, today we're talking with the legendary George Thorogood, George Thorogood and the Destroyers, who will be performing this Tuesday, August 26th at the Texas Trust Credit Union Theater here in Grand Prairie, Texas. Oh man, Texas. Let me tell you, Texas has always had a deep connection to blues and rock. And I want to know, how does performing in a state with such rich musical roots influence your set list or your energy on the stage?
Let me tell you something, Pecos Bill.
Tell me, do tell.
If I had if I had been from Texas, I would have been a legend.
Yeah, but you're still a legend.
Yeah, but if I had been from Texas, it would have happened a lot sooner.
Do you think so?
Oh, absolutely. Nobody ever says, "Hey, this blues band is from Maryland.
That's true.
This blues band is from Rhode Island."
Iowa.
Again, if you say, "Where are you from?" "Texas." "All right. They must be great."
Yes.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, it sounds like there's some balls there, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And when and that's probably the highest profile state you can do that. You can try that. Well, you could say with a Chicago blues band, something like that. How many bands do you know after the Beatles hit? 10 minutes after the Beatles hit, how many bands in England were exposed after that? Billions of them.
Yes.
Because they came from England. So if it said, well, you got half the road paid for you if you're from Texas. Not that you don't need the talent, you do. And they're very talented people from Texas. But let's face it, it's got a high profile image when it comes to, badass music. It disappointed the whole world when they found out John Wayne was from Iowa and not from Texas.
Yeah, that's true. And funny thought, actually, John Wayne is an uncle of mine through marriage.
Well, I think I made my point clear.
Yeah, most definitely. Yes, you did. And speaking of Texas, man, you've been touring for decades with the Destroyers. I mean, what's the secret to keeping the band's chemistry alive after all these years of touring?
Respect.
I remember.
You know what's? You what?
Go ahead.
I'll tell you what respect is. You know what respect is? You pay well.
Yes, I was actually watching an interview you were doing with my buddy Sammy Hagar, and he was wondering what is it that keeps this band together for so long? And that was your answer. You said, you whispered in his ear, and you said, "I pay really well." And
you have to you have to respect them, and there's no higher respect than pay. Let me put it this way, Pecos Bill. Loyalty is based on finance.
There's a lot of loyalty to money, man.
Let's how many rock bands out there, any kind of blues bands, rock bands, and there's 2 or 3 people in the band who absolutely can't stand each other. But the money's great, so they can't walk away. They can't walk away.
Yeah,
that's it's the way of the world, my friend.
That is the way of the world, and they can't walk away because, like you said, the money is so good, and they put up with each other for that. Absolutely,
exactly. Mm-hmm.
Now, one of your biggest hits, of course, "Bad to the Bone," became an anthem across generations. When you first recorded it, did you have any sense it would become such a cultural touchstone?
Is that what's happened?
Oh, I think so. Yes.
Well, that's good enough for me, Pecos Bill.
Well, hell, then it's good enough for me, man. I just
Yeah,
can't. I
that's
just
good
can't.
enough.
I can't wait to hear you play it on Tuesday. It better be in the set list.
Every fan club starts with one.
Mm, yes, so true. Now, when you're touring, your voice also is your instrument. What do you do, if anything, to maintain your vocals while you're on tour?
Um, well, not use it as much as possible.
Mm, makes a lot of sense. Do you have any routines that you do? You know, honey, water, stay hydrated, things like that.
Yeah, it's normal things. Not nothing extraordinary.
No.
Just rest. Rest is the main thing.
Gotcha. I mean, with your voice, so I mean, even if it were to get kind of torn up or ripped up, I mean, with the music you play, that rough and raspiness still carries along really well on the stage with your music.
Well, that's just the kind of voice I have since I was a child.
Hmm.
Um, I just people couldn't understand it. That kind of voice came out of that Leave It to Beaver face.
Yeah.
Um, so I would be asked to be in bands because my voice sounded older than what I was.
Now, you've often paid tribute to blues legends like Bo Diddley, John Lee Hooker, and such. What's one lesson or piece of wisdom from those icons that still guides your music today?
Well, first of all, you got to dig it. You can't just listen to it because, for whatever reason. Number one, you got to dig it. Number two is if you don't really pay attention, and John Lennon said this very good. He said, if you don't listen to the blues and pay attention to it and get a grip on that, you're never going to be able to play rock or rock and roll properly, because that's the for lack of other words, the roots of it. That's the depth of it. I mean, first there was blues, and then there was rock and roll, and then there was rock.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all connected. But if you don't go back far enough and study that kind of stuff, it'd be like saying, "Wait a minute, you're an actor and you've never read Shakespeare? I don't understand."
Yep. And that goes back to that word you used earlier, and that's respect.
Well, yeah, I respect, because they're the ones who put this music on the planet.
Yes.
And without them, without Robert Johnson and Bo Diddley and Chuck Berry, where would we be? We'll never know.
That's so true. Absolutely. Now, these days, a lot of bands, back in the day, you were on a tour bus, forever going across the country. Now, a lot of bands will fly in, rent studio instruments, play, leave them there, get on a flight, go somewhere else. Do you still use a touring bus, or do you prefer to fly to a lot of the gigs?
There's an old saying, even in the airlines: anytime you get a chance to avoid flying, take it.
Yeah, right. I hear you. Now,
I'm not real big. Once I get on the airplane, I'm okay. But there's a lot going on. Everybody flies now. It's not like it was, say, 50, 60 years ago.
sure.
I prefer travel by motor vehicle opposed to planes. But sometimes planes, you can't avoid it.
Well, sure, yeah, of course. You're playing overseas or something like that. But I'm with
Exactly.
you. I prefer to keep my feet to the ground there.
And it's odd because flying is probably 10 times more safer than being in a car.
Absolutely. Yes, you are correct. Yeah, that's so true, man. Go figure.
Yeah.
Now, your guitar tone is instantly recognizable all over the world. Can you share a bit about maybe your gear setup or any quirks in your playing style that help define your sound?
I could, but it would probably take an awful long time.
Probably would, right?
Yeah. Because you go through so many amplifiers and things like that to establish what's right. I mean, to get the right equipment, to stuff that you can travel with. It's not too big, but it's big enough to cover the room. But the guitars are there. That's a touchy, sensitive situation there. Guitars have hands, and the hands over the year you evolve, and you need different strings, or your guitar wears out and it's too old. You got to get another one, and then they don't make that kind anymore, and you have to adapt to that. So it's a very involved process. My rig it hasn't changed much over the years, but we have had to, to anything in the world, you have to adapt, Pecos Bill.
Yeah. Sure you do.
You have to learn to adapt, and that's where our guitar techs and our sound engineers, that's their job. Me as a performer, I have to adjust, to what's going on. It's like Chuck Berry once said. He said he had a song called "Too Much Monkey Business."
Oh yeah.
And when he did it in the 50s, he sang, "Been to Yokohama, been fighting in the war." So when he did it in 1970, he'd say, "Been to Vietnam, been fighting in the war." See, he adapted to the times with his lyrics.
Right. So his audience can relate also to what he's saying.
Exactly.
Right. Now, as a world-renowned guitar player, about how many guitars do you have when you do a show sitting around?
Probably about 6.
Okay, that's not too bad.
No, it
nice
isn't.
Handful. That's a nice handful.
Well, we have to have each one. We have to have a backup for each one.
Now, your tunings, when you play it, do you play in the same tunings, or do you have different tunings that you play in?
I have different tunings, yes.
So that helps with having the guitars all ready to go. They can just switch them out on you on stage, and that's it.
And then you got a backup for each one.
Wow. Now, are you a collector of guitars?
No, not really.
No.
They're my tools of my trade. Mike Campbell, for instance, has about 1,500 guitars.
Yeah.
And I don't have that many because I don't need them. And I don't like to invest time or money into something I'm never going to use or need. Now, and everybody's not the same. Sure. It's like people who collect cars, vintage cars.
Yep.
They're a good investment. Jay Leno has like 30 or 40 cars. Elton John has a lot of cars. And then that's sometimes that's a financial investment. I can understand that. Mm-hmm. But I don't like to have too much clutter around owning stuff I'm not going to use or I'm never going to use.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Of course, sure. Now, finally, George, as you prepare for the August 26th show here in Grand Prairie, Texas, what can fans expect? Are there any surprises, deep cuts, or moments you're especially looking forward to?
What can they expect? Well, it's called the baddest show on earth, so I better deliver, Pecos Bill.
Yes. That's all we want, man. Just the greatest freaking show on earth, bro.
That's it. You put your hand in the fire, Thorogood, you better deliver.
That's right, man. Well, I've seen you before, and I know what to expect. And anyone out there, you better run. Get on your computer, get on your phone, do what you need to do. Run to the frickin' box office of Texas Trust, Credit Union Theater. Get your tickets for Tuesday, August 26th here in Grand Prairie, Texas. George, man, you're always a great guy to talk to, man. I appreciate you, and thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me today.
Oh, my pleasure, believe me. Say hello to Nolan Ryan for me, will you?
Oh, hell yeah, man. Real quick before you go, George, we love to do giveaways here. If we brought you a nice ES335, would you be able to sign it? We can do a giveaway to one of your lucky fans.
Gotta pay, Bill. Gotta pay.
Hey, send me the bill.
Of course I'll sign. I'll be happy to.
All right, man. Looking forward to seeing you on the 26th. If we can come and say hello, that'd be awesome. And we're going to take real good care of you, man, while you take really good care of us.
Rock and roll never sleeps. It just passes out.
Amen, baby. Keep the blues alive, my man. See you Tuesday.
Adios.
Adios, amigos.